Well, I think we're live right now. This is Clarence Simmons, and welcome to Lofty Ridge in Texas Live Sunday afternoon. It's about 4:35 p.m., and some of you are probably watching football, and other people are here watching me. I'm not as exciting as football, but I may have some important information for those of you that work in private security. We want to remind you that uh, your license is very important to you, and whatever you do, you want to make sure that you don't do anything that would cause you to lose that license. There are some things that are taught to you at your level 2 and 3 training class that you need to know and remember forever. One of those things is proper uniform. If you don't have that proper uniform on, the complete uniform the way it's supposed to be, and you know the regulations, you know what the regulations are. We're not going to be here so we can let somebody else that doesn't know the regulations go out there and wear that uniform. So you know what the regulations are. And if you do not follow that regulations, the fines start at right around $250. So you know what you have to have on that uniform, and you know what it has to be. So, and also you know the things that aren't supposed to be on that uniform. So if you have something on there that's not supposed to be, and you're trying to impersonate a law enforcement officer, uh, you may pay regulatory services that $250 fine, but you still may be arrested for impersonating a law enforcement officer. And if you go out there and you're doing that, you need to go to jail. So uh, now, for those people that are out there that are acting like security officers, and the reason why I say acting like, they're not properly licensed. If you're out there and you're not licensed, guess what? The first time it's going to be a Class A misdemeanor. And if you get caught a second time, it's going to be a third-degree felony. So uh, it's up to you. Now, if you're a convicted felon and you're doing that, there's some other things that might come up, like unlawfully carrying a firearm or felon in possession of a firearm, along with the other charges. And heck, you know what that means. You guys are in and out. Don't get in, so you don't have to worry about when it's time to get out. So, as we're looking at the security industry, the security business, there's a lot of things that you need to know. There are some things you ought to do if you're there. One of the things you need to know is you can't go out moonlighting for other companies. That's illegal. And it is my hope that if you do that, that you do get arrested. That's my hope. Because you're putting a black eye on the industry when you do things that are illegal. And that can't happen. And also, people that are in the industry that know that these things are happening, you need to make a phone call, send an email, or make contact with the contact us area of the Department of Public Safety and and make a complaint. Be honest, make a complaint because those people they're making you look bad. So you want to keep that in mind too. These things make you look bad. On our station LPTIPS-1, we've had a gentleman on, Dr. Sergio Olivares, and we have posted that video on our stream broadcast, and it's also on our Facebook page, LPTIPS, at LPTIPS if you're doing other things. So we want you to be aware of those things. Dr. Uh, Everybody came over and he was with us for a couple hours. We did an hour broadcast, and he put out a lot of good information that you should know. Also, there's some situations where schools even have been doing some things that they weren't aware of that they were doing, and they've been improper. So even as you work for those schools, they need to know the law, and uh, as far as the responsibility goes for those things, the people where you're working at, they share some of the responsibility, but you share that responsibility because you should know better. It should have been taught to you in your level 2 and your level 3 training class. And if it wasn't, that's the fault of the instructor. And I'm just saying that not everybody does what they're supposed to, but it ultimately comes down to your responsibility when something like that happens. So, that Maury Povich saying, "You are the father," but guess what? You are the father when it comes to that. It's your responsibility. You know, you should know. You should know better. So as we look at these things, you should know better. Now, getting into some of the other things, it's political season. It's and we want to uh, make sure that you understand that if you're involved in one of those things where you are the security officer at that political event, remember you're neutral. You're neutral in that situation. It's your job to keep things calm. It's your job to de-escalate situations. And your job is only there to observe and report, keep things calm, keep your personal feelings out of that situation because you're there to be the umpire. You're there to keep things calm. You're there to administer the laws, rules, policies, and procedures that your company and client have asked of you. So, in that situation, you need to be ethical. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of companies don't understand that. And oh my goodness, company owners, company representatives, you're responsible for things your company does also. Your insurance could be affected. Your license could be affected. Your livelihood could be affected. It only takes one incident of somebody doing something they're not supposed to do and getting you into that situation where your credentials and your company license may be at risk. So, uh, and I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. Don't just send somebody out there to work at a post that has no idea what they're doing. That's wrong. You're wrong. If you're doing that, you should not even be in business. Just telling you the truth. And so when those things happen, the company is responsible, meaning the owners of the company, the supervisors of the company, and that security officer is responsible. So if something goes wrong, everybody gets sued. Now, the other thing, sending someone out there and meeting them at the last minute, and this person may or may not be licensed, and saying, "Yep, here's your shirt, put it on, tuck it in, you look good, go ahead and head on in there and meet with Miss So-and-so." Or they may not even tell you to go in. They may tell you, just walk around out here and just You walk around out here. That's all you need to do. And the people have no instructions what to do. Let me go back to what I just said earlier. That's wrong. That should not happen. Yet, I know it has, and I know that it will. So, I guess what I want to say is don't let it happen to you because it's wrong. That shouldn't happen. If a situation comes up at that point, the security officer that's there or that person that's there that's out there, they have no earthly idea what to do because they have no training whatsoever. And then if it's one of those people that the company puts out there illegally that haven't gone to that level 2 school, training school, or that level 2 and 3 training school, that's even worse. You're setting them up for failure. In fact, worse than that, you setting them up to be hurt by someone. So don't let that happen. Do it right. Do it right the first time. Do it right every time. You have to do it right. You have some responsibility. That's why you're there. And those people that are going out to those posts, they have some responsibility. Company owners have a responsibility to their clients to make sure that they're training their people properly. And not only that, they're sending out good quality people. And company owners, company representatives, if you're working for one of those companies that is not sending out good quality people, then, heck, get out of the business. Now, good quality people is something that's good. If you're sending them out and they're not trained, you ought to get out of the business. A lot of people want to get into the business. They've called me and said, Mr. Simmons, what do I need to do to get into the business? Some of them are qualified, meaning they've got the prior stuff in their background that would allow them to take the company representative examination. It would allow them to own a company as far as their knowledge of how things work. What really scares me sometimes is people that should know that information that have no idea whatsoever. And some of them end up operating a company and they think that they're an extension of law enforcement. You're not. You're not. Did I say you are not? So law enforcement people are law enforcement. Private security is private security. Don't, as a friend of mine said, you need to stay in your lane. So you need to stay in your lane. Do what you're supposed to do. Okay. Don't make it up. You should have the training to do what you have to do. Main goal of a security officer, if you don't know what that main goal is, then you have no business working. So as we go forward, we're moving forward. We're thinking about a lot of things. Today, Sunday, October the 27th, 2024 is when I made this broadcast. We've had Dr. Sergio Olivares. We have a video of him that is on the podcast and it's online and it's also on our Facebook. This is a no fluff broadcast that he gives you. It's a factual information. It's information that's right from the law itself. And a lot of people start working security, and I know they have no idea when they start working because they think they can go out there and do certain things. And you're gonna find that when you go to that level 2 and level 3 class, if it's given by an instructor that is doing what he's supposed to, you're gonna find that one of the main jobs that a security officer has is to follow instructions. You can't make up this stuff as you go. The client has a set of instructions. Your company has a set of instructions. When they give it to you, you have those set of instructions to do what they ask you to. So don't go out there and do something that's not right. Or let's put it this way. Don't go out there and do something that's not right. You need to use common sense. And that's scary sometimes because common sense isn't common. But you need to use common sense as you do your job. Okay? Because that's one of the things that's going to either make it or break it for you. So keep those things in mind. This is Clarence Simmons, Loss Prevention, Texas. Our phone number is 361-232-4101 or 361-429-3057. The first number is you get the office number. We have a young lady that answers the phone there. She'll take your message and then she'll contact me. Normally I'm in class, so I normally don't break from class to take phone calls or anything of that nature. She can help you. A lot of times she may say, I'll have to call you back. You have to understand, she's not an instructor, she's not an owner, and a lot of times she'll have to check for an answer, and she'll have to call you back. So, at that point, don't wait 2 minutes and then call her, because it's going to take her longer to get a hold of me than just 2 minutes. So, anyway, we're flying forward now. We have some ideas. We have a little bit of knowledge reference, laws, rules, policies, procedures. Those are the things that you work under. Your laws, rules, policies, and procedures. Well, this is training with Clarence Simmons at Loss Prevention, Texas. We enjoyed being with you this afternoon. Thank you for your time and have a good day.